He was into shiesty shit. Like, he did shiest motherfuckers. Like, he was good at that. He taught me how to scam a lot of shit, like how to do the iPhone scam.
A dude named EBE Bandz grabbed a ton of attention for being one of the only white drill rappers moving around Chicago's scene. But what really made people talk was the shocking way his life ended. From hustling fake lean to being around dangerous street beefs, rumors later spiraled into wild claims about him getting taken out in a brutal way by serious criminals. This is where his whole chaotic story starts. Bandz was born in Dallas, Texas, but people say he spent most of his life in Chicago. His dad got locked up right when he was born, and talk around the streets claimed his pops had connections with major drug movers in different areas. Bandz ended up drifting into the street life himself, staying quiet about whatever he was doing out there, keeping everything low while he was young. In one interview, he said he was sent to a juvenile program in Missouri, and that's where he first started writing rhymes. When he got back to Chicago, he tried to switch lanes and study music production. He even got into Columbia College and started learning how to make beats, but he could only afford one semester before having to drop out. Even after leaving school, Bandz refused to stop making music, but at the same time, he was deep in risky street activity. Nobody really knows who he ran with before he connected with EBE on Chicago's East Side, but at that point, he was already selling weed and fake lean. Messing with people by selling fake lean is dangerous. People say it can get you hurt fast. That's how he ended up becoming the only white member rocking with EBE. Before he started officially repping the set, Bandz linked up with someone from EBE who wanted to buy lean. EBE is a Titanic stone set under the Black Pea stones, and GME is another Black Pea stone set, and back then, the two groups were real close, which led to them forming GMEBE.
I was going to school at Columbia for producing and shit. I don't go there no more because I feel like their school system is full and overpriced and all that, and at the time I couldn't really afford to go there for more than one semester. But I was riding the train all the way to 87 with the jock on me, from the buildings at the University Center with the jock on me.
When Bandz pulled up to sell that lean, he had no clue this deal would lead to him joining the crew. He made the fake lean himself, sold it, and thought everything was smooth. But the next day, the dude who bought it sold it to someone else and realized Bandz had tricked him, and that's when everything started getting serious. The dude called Bandz again and pretended he wanted to buy more lean, but when Bandz came back to the block, the EBE guys robbed him on the spot. What's wild is that after all that, Bandz and the EBE crew actually started hanging out and getting cool with each other. Before long, Bandz ended up becoming a real Titanic Stone member, according to people in Chicago who said he was fully active with the set and was allegedly involved in serious conflicts with their rivals. Even with all that going on, he kept dropping music, and in 2015, he caught his first wave with his track Demons. Chicago's drill scene was booming, but nobody had seen a white rapper like Bandz going this hard, talking about taking on his enemies in the trenches. On Demons, he even shouted out his homies GMEBE Murder and Raw, rapping lines like, "Every day, tell God I'm thankful you mess with me, it's gonna be fatal, murder smoke you like a Vega, skirt pull off we see you later, we might just pull up in the Rover, we might just pull up in the Nova, either way we got the toaster, hit your head up and we reloaded." His energy was wild. Bandz was repping the Titanic Stones heavy, especially on tracks like T-Shirt, where he rapped "I got money with me, you know he blasted Murder Man ack, he a blasted LP in the cut where the Mac at, a Titanic I always stay where the strap at." And on He Ain't Safe, he went even harder, dropping lines like, "I don't care what's on your plate, I'll take your 8, I'll take your cake, take your face with this Draco, I'll come spray up your plates." He also said, "I learned from OGs and killers, body droppers and gorillas, Titanic drug dealers hide the Yaz in the ceilings, feel like Joker I'm a felon." GMEBE had a whole squad of rappers and people from the streets in their circle, and on the track Too Much, Murder repped them hard, rapping GMEBE, "Murder raps for the money, GMEBE, we be in the streets, better keep your burner, when I ride out beef, we leave your head 6 feet." The crew was starting to make serious noise in Chicago's drill world, getting more attention by the day. In 2015, Bandz and Lil Chief Dero even shot a music video with Cole Bennett from Lyrical Lemonade back when Cole was still coming up. Bandz and the rest of GMEBE were putting in a lot of work during this time, both musically and in the streets. Then in 2016, Bandz hit a dangerous move with Murder and his homie Lil Dero. Reports say the three of them broke into a crib together to rob someone inside. The situation was risky, the tension was high, and things around Bandz were starting to get even more intense.
Shit, I connected with the gang selling drugs, really.
Damn,
That's how I connected.
Hey, let this shit be known right now. Let this be known.
The dude who owned the crib was at home with his girlfriend and his family when the GMEBE crew pulled up and pressed him to open his safe. When he opened it and said there wasn't any cash in there, Dero hit him with the pistol, turning the whole situation chaotic fast. There were other people inside the house too, and they got pulled into a bedroom and threatened while the crew searched through the place, making the whole scene even more intense. Somehow, the guy who got pistol whipped managed to break loose and run out the door straight towards the police station nearby. But by the time officers made it back to the spot, Bandz, Dero, and Murder were already long gone. The victim actually knew Dero because he had let him crash at the crib before, so when everything came out, Dero and Murder ended up getting caught and sent away with 7-year sentences according to reports. Bandz, though, never got hit with charges because the police were only searching for people who matched a different description. Bandz slipped away from that home invasion situation, but in 2017, cops spotted him rolling up inside a parked car. They made him step out of the ride, and that's when they found a Glock with an extended mag inside, leading to Bandz getting booked on a gun case. He didn't stay locked up for long, and once he got out, he went right back into the street life like nothing ever happened. He kept talking about wanting a real record deal and trying to flip his music into something big, but things took a dark turn out of nowhere. By 2019, Bandz was living out in Rockford, Illinois, about an hour from Chicago. Rockford wasn't known for the same level of street danger as Chicago, which made everything that happened next feel even more shocking. On June 1, 2019, Bandz' mom reported him missing after not hearing from him. Police started digging into the situation, but nobody expected what they were about to uncover. Almost a month after he vanished, officers found what was left of his body deep in the woods. Bandz had been beaten with a baseball bat, and then the people responsible took his body to the forest and set it on fire, turning the case into one of the most disturbing situations connected to the drill scene. According to police, a dude named William Zay Marzay was the one who hit Bandz in the head with a baseball bat and killed him. His homie Manuel Ramirez then helped Zay move the body into the woods and burn it. Zay and Manuel were the first to get arrested, but cops later charged Dakota Graff and Colton Canacrow with murder too. Rumors started spinning about why they took Bandz out, and one of the biggest claims was that Zay had connections in Mexico moving serious product. According to that story, Zay fronted Bandz half a key of heroin, and Bandz was supposed to pay him back after flipping it. But people say Bandz kept the product and never paid, which allegedly made Zay and his friend turn on him and beat him to death. When Zay got locked up, his bond was set at $1 million, but only 10% had to be paid. Word is his family scraped together $100,000 and bailed him out. Zay knew the case was stacked against him, so instead of facing trial, he took off and ran straight to Mexico to hide. While Zay was supposedly staying out there with people who could protect him, his crew kept falling one by one. Colton Crow went to trial and got hit with 32 years. Dakota Graff was sentenced to 35. Manuel Ramirez admitted to helping move and burn the body, but he didn't get hit with murder. He only served 180 days for concealing a homicidal death, which shocked a lot of people because the case was so serious. Even though police couldn't find William Marzay, his trial still moved forward, and the court gave him a life sentence without him even showing up. Zay stayed on the run for years, and people said he had support from contacts in Mexico, but in 2024, cops finally tracked him down and arrested him. There's no solid proof that Zay really had cartel ties, but that still doesn't mean Bandz didn't take something from him. A rapper named Buddha G, who made a track with Bandz and used to hang with him, went on No Jumper and said that Bandz might have run off on the plug, adding more mystery to the whole situation. According to G, Bandz was caught up in all kinds of sneaky moves, like scamming people online, so he might have really run off on the plug. But EBE Bandz manager claimed a different angle, saying Zay was actually cool with Bandz and ended up snaking him instead. Some people even say Bandz fronted Zay some pills to sell, but Zay started taking them instead of moving them. After he got hooked and couldn't pay Bandz back, rumors say Zay took Bandz out so he wouldn't have to deal with the debt anymore. Nobody knows the real truth, but one of the wildest rumors involves a rich guy Bandz was allegedly connected to when he first started dropping music. A dude named John F. Arlito Jr. was allegedly paying for Bandz studio time. John Arlito's bad is the man behind Arizona Iced Tea, but John Jr. made headlines in 2014 when the state said he owed around $5 million in taxes in New York. People say Bandz and John Arlito Jr. had a falling out after Bandz caught that gun case in 2017, and some folks think the whole situation looked suspicious. There's no real evidence to back that rumor up though, and it's extremely unlikely that John F. Arlito Jr. had anything to do with what happened to Bandz. Out of all the stories, the one about Bandz being cool with Zay before everything went bad makes the most sense. There's no proof Zay had any ties to a cartel, and the way Bandz passed makes it seem like he didn't think Zay was a threat at all. Bandz was always known to stay strapped, and he even pulled out a gun during an interview with DJ Vlad.
I ain't blow up because my shit look real and authentic. Not no foolery. Motherfuckers using CO2 guns and shit, boy, nah, man, nah.
Bandz moved like someone who understood the streets and knew how to stay alive while dealing with heavy situations, so it wouldn't make sense for him to get caught slipping unless someone he trusted set him up. That's why a lot of people think he got backdoored by someone close.
He was into shiesty shit. Like, he did shice motherfuckers. Like, he was good at that. He taught me how to scam a lot of shit, like how to do the iPhone scam.
EBE had momentum both in the streets and the music scene, but after Bandz got killed, more members started getting locked up and everything slowly started falling apart. What's crazy is that the whole collapse started because of a stolen gun. EBE was started by a dude named Skull back in the early 2010s, and they were linked up with GME for years. Even though GME was cool with some of EBE's rivals like NLMB, EBE had always been close with a set called Hootie Gang from the very beginning. But in 2014, things exploded when NLMB allegedly slid on Hootie Gang and a dude named Aki was killed, creating a chain reaction that changed everything between the sets. In 2022, an adult member from Hootie Gang named Lil Curtis allegedly took a gun from an NLMB shorty mob named Lil O, and things got serious fast. Word is Lil O grabbed another gun and allegedly shot Curtis at a bus stop, turning the whole situation into a huge mess in the streets. NLMB comes from the No Limit side and the Muskegon Boys, and the Muskegon Boys used to rock tight with a set called Triple B's back in the day. Triple B's were EBE's main enemies, so once the Muskegon Boys linked with them, they inherited that whole beef automatically. EBE was also cool with a set called ESD, and ESD had been going back and forth with NLMB for years, making everything even more chaotic. GME and EBE stayed together for a long time as a clique, but by 2019, NLMB and Triple B's had a fallout too. Most Black P Stones from Triple B's were rocking with NLMB and GMEE, but EBE wasn't trying to squash their issues with NLMB. That's when things shifted. GME allegedly backdoored an EBE member and took their gun. After that, a few GME members started linking with Drill City, the hood that Lil Jeff put on the map. Jeff's homie Lil Squee even dissed EBE before he passed, confirming the beef started over a stolen gun when he rapped, "Forget the whole EBE and ESD. They mad about a gin. I posted her on my main, now she know I ain't playing. I gotta watch these dudes. They be snakes, but I understand." Bandz homie Lil Chief Dero still reps GMEBE, but with the beef heating up again in the trenches, he might end up leaving it behind too. Dero is still making music, but he doesn't have the energy or buzz he had back when he and Bandz were dropping tracks together. Most of Dero's new videos don't even break 10K views anymore on YouTube, showing how much momentum the crew lost. Bandz and GMEBE had real potential, and labels were interested in signing them. If they had stayed focused on music instead of getting dragged into non-stop street drama, there's a strong chance Bandz and a lot of his people could have made it out for real. But things didn't play out that way, and now Bandz is remembered more for the tragic way he died rather than the music he worked so hard to make. Make sure to comment, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel for more wild stories and deep dives.